Maple TA End of Semester Summary Assignment, question number 25. Identify the correct function from the graph shown. So here we have a parabola. It's facing upwards, which means it's a happy face, which means it's positive because it's happy. I know it's silly, but it's a great way to remember that it's facing upwards, so it's smiling at you, which means it's positive. It has a positive attitude. And let's go see which one it is down here. So I can see right off the bat, I need to ignore numbers 2 and 4 because it shows that it's negative. And I know ours is positive, so it's going to be either 1, 3, or 5. Now the next thing I can do very quickly is to determine where it crosses the y-axis. And to do that, I plug in, just like before, 0 for y. No matter what formula, if you plug, or 0 in for x, I said y, it'll cross the y-axis whenever x is 0, because this is where x is 0. Right? So I'm going to plug in 0. When I plug 0 into a quadratic, it's really, really fast because 0 times whatever is 0 and 0 times whatever is 0. So it's just going to be this last number out here. So this one crosses at positive 4. This one also at positive 4. And this one at negative 4. And that's wrong because it's positive 4. Negative 4 is down here. So now I can ignore this one. And it's between 1 and 3. And I see the only difference is this positive and negative 24. So I have two options to figure this out. The first one is just to pick another number like 1 and plug it in and see if I get like a negative, probably negative 5, negative 4, something like that. Or I can do the vertex. To find the vertex, this is something you have to have memorized. The x value of the vertex is negative b over 2a. And it's clear over here. Sorry about that. Bring it back. So this is the x value of the vertex. The y value is, once you've plugged that in, is to find the y value. So it is up to you whichever way, we'll bring that back. Whichever way you want to find it, it's up to you. So let's just do the vertex. 1 would be just as easy. 1 squared is 1 times 3 is 3 plus 1 times 24 is 24. So 3 plus 24 is 27 plus 4 is 31. So if I put a 1, I get a 31. So 1 and positive 31 doesn't match, so I'm guessing it's going to be this one. But let's verify that with our vertex. So negative b, these go in order A, B, and C. So I'm going to take this negative 24 right here because that was my maybe, we'll see, negative 24. And because it says negative b, it's actually negative 24. And then divide this by 2, and A is that first number, which is 3 here. And this is going to be the x value of the vertex. So negative times negative makes it positive, and 2 times 3 is 6. 24 divided by 6 gives me a positive 4. And then I can plug that back in to find the other, to find the y value. So I'm going to do a tricky thing here. We're going to bring up Excel and we're going to copy and paste this guy. Copy, Control C or Command C, and Control V to paste. Press equals and just substitute what we got. Okay, so here I need to make sure that I raise that up and make sure that I put in parentheses. I'm going to times and parentheses, put in a positive 4, and make sure I put times and parentheses because I'm substituting the 4 in for x. Make sure, I know from a previous example that needs to be redone with the negative sign because it thinks that it's a dash. It looks like everything's good there, and it says negative 44. So if I plug in positive 4, it gives me negative 44. That definitely looks like the vertex right there. So this one is our answer. If that wasn't something you want to have memorized, and that's just fine, you can do this cool trick by selecting either of these, since we eliminated it down to these two, and just copy and paste and substitute anything you want in. So maybe you wanted to see what it is at 6 and see if it comes out somewhere in the 30s, and just replace that this x value in here with that. So you don't even have to memorize the vertex on this type for this one. But this is our answer.